Hello, this is Harjeet Man Singh, Fast and Safeti Technical Support Senior Engineer. In this video, I'm going to explain how to use the console to run a Safeti study. Over here, I have an example of a workspace open in the Safeti program window. Usually, we will run Safeti consequence and risk calculations in this program window. The program window and the operations of its various features consume memory. Therefore, users are usually at risk of running out of memory when performing a large analysis. Another way of running Safeti workspaces is using the console. Once you have created the workspaces you wish to run, close the program window. Create two folders, one to contain all the files to run, and another one to save the files that have been run by the console. Remember the path to the folders and the file name must not contain any spaces. The console is an application that runs in a Windows command prompt window. Running Safeti consequence and risk calculations in the console means running it completely separate from the program window. This maximizes the amount of memory available for the calculations. The console has a lower memory footprint because it does not have any visual components in the memory. But remember, the program window must be shut when running the calculations in the console. The console always saves the calculated workspace in the exported format with all the results that you expect when you run the workspace in the program window. Once the calculations have been run in the console, you can then run the Safeti program to view the results, or you can combine the results from the workspace files in the Study Manager. As the console always saves the calculated workspace in the exported format, you can import the calculated workspace directly into the Study Manager. Therefore, you do not have to open the workspace in the Safeti program first to create a version of the workspace in the exported format. The console will run the calculations for all the workspace files in a specified folder, which means that you can run the entire analysis in a single command. To use the console, you first need to ensure you have the local administration rights for the computer. If you do not have local administration rights, ask your IT department to arrange this for you. You also need to create or choose a folder for storing the workspace files with complete input data for the analysis. You also need to create or choose a separate folder for storing the consequence and risk results for the analysis. The full Safeti program works with administration files located in this folder. If you are using custom parameters or materials edited via the admin application, then make sure any files you run in the console have been saved using Export Workspace. This ensures these data are processed correctly in the console calculations. Important thing to note is that workspace files and folder paths must not contain any spaces. When you are ready to start, first find and open the command prompt in the Start menu by searching for CMD. Type in the commands to move to the C drive. Then type in the commands to move to the folder for the Safeti program files. This is where the program files are installed. To run the console, enter the command in the following form: fast console followed by pd run risk, the input folder, the output folder followed by lns. The pd run risk command is for running a batch of files. It will run files in parallel up to a number of CPU cores. If the user has 10 files, it will not run all 10 at once, but will start on a 4-core machine, 4 files, and then automatically start running the next file when one completes until all 10 have run. If you have only one workspace file, you can use the command ip run risk and it will run in this console. After you press enter to start the console running, messages will appear in the command prompt window about the process of starting the calculations. A separate console window will open for each workspace file as it is run by the console. These console windows are similar to command prompt windows, but the title bar contains a special version of the Safeti icon. This is an example of the console window. The title on the bar is the path to the console application file. The console window displays the messages that would normally be written to the output view in the program window during the calculations. These messages are also written to a file with the name of the form of the workspace name _log.txt in the workspace files folder. The console window will close automatically when the calculations for the workspace are complete. At the end of the calculations, you will see messages in the window about creating a summary document and processing difference summaries. And these messages will include some rate error messages. The console application includes features for performing regression testing, which is comparing the results for the latest run with the results from a previous run. And these messages are produced by the regression testing features. These messages do not indicate that a problem occurred in the calculations for any of the workspaces, and you can always ignore them. Finally, close the command prompt window when the calculations for all the workspaces are complete. Calculations in the console for a given workspace will create a new .psux file in the output folder. The psux file name will be the same as the original workspace, and that will contain all of the input data and also all of the results. To view the results, you can either import them into the study manager from the calculated workspaces in this folder, or run the Safeti program and open the calculated workspaces. You can also view the log file in the input folder for each workspace. In summary, these are the commands that you will need to run a batch of files or a single file. In addition to that, there is one useful command: do not force detail risk. By default, detail risk results is turned on when running in the console. You can add the command to turn it off. You can also add the question mark in the console to get help on the commands. In practice, it is most convenient to save the commands to run the console in a .bat file and execute the .bat file either from the command prompt window or directly using Windows Explorer. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions or would like to get in touch, please email digital@dnvgl.com.